What's up, Bears fans? We have some news here on a Sunday. Just got home from vacation, a little under the weather, so forgive me for that if that comes through my voice right now. But Chase Claypool has been placed on the PUP list by the Bears heading into training camp, which of course starts on July 26th. I think Wednesday is the first practice. Veterans fully report on Tuesday. So the Bears going ahead and doing this kind of tells us, the audience, fans, media, whatever, that they still don't think he's fully recovered from whatever injury he suffered during OTAs and in minicamp. If you remember, he practiced in full during the first week of OTAs, then missed the next 2 weeks of OTAs and mandatory minicamp. Matt Eberflus said that he was dealing with something, kind of hinted at a soft tissue injury. And if you remember, or if you're on social media and you saw the video clips from the last week or so down in Florida when Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, and some other guys were training, including Chase Claypool, he had a sleeve on one of his legs. And that did make me wonder, like a compression sleeve of, okay, like, you know, maybe he's got a little bit of hamstring tightness or something like that. Maybe he had a strain during minicamp or something, or OTAs. So all we can do is speculate at this point what the actual injury is, but I do think this at least confirms that there is some level of an ailment. Now, is it serious? Is it not? I'm going to explore all that on today's show, but this is why you subscribe to the channel, whether we're in the studio, whether we're at home, on vacation, whatever. When news drops, we have you covered, and now that I got my weekend vacation in before training camp, I'm full steam ahead, whether I'm sick, whether I'm not, we got you covered. So hit the subscribe button. We're still trying to beat the Cowboys report and more new subscribers in the month of July. Got about 9 days left, so the time is now. Daily Bears coverage, camp is here. It's an exciting time to be a Bears fan. So let's explore the severity. Well, I think there's a multitude of ways you could view this of Claypool being on the PUP list. Number one, and I think this is most important, he can be activated from the PUP list at any time. This is not an in-season PUP list or whatever, like a final declaration going into week one where he is forced to miss 6 weeks. He could be activated tomorrow. He could be activated in 2 weeks. We just have to wait and see. Now, you know, maybe they put him on there now to free up a roster spot and go sign somebody. That could be something as well, where it's just a transactional measure. They think he's going to miss a few days of camp to start. So instead of cutting somebody else, let's just place Claypool on the PUP, and, you know, when he's fully ready to go, we'll activate him. That could be a reason. There could be a million different reasons. You know, probably the most reasonable explanation is he's not quite 100%. They don't think he's a full go to start training camp, so they put him on the PUP list, and it's going to be a day-to-day situation. As far as should we panic, should we be concerned, I think if this was a proven player here with years of success, or even coming off a good year, like if this was Cole Kmet and he had a minor injury in camp or something, I don't think we'd be overly concerned. But I do think this is the classic, like when Bears fans got this notification, everybody was like, ugh, you got to be kidding me, right? Even though we knew coming out of OTAs and minicamp that he had suffered some sort of an injury. Matt Eberflus did not tell us exactly what that was, like I mentioned earlier, but he did mention that he was dealing with something, and obviously that is continuing. But the fact that it is Claypool, everybody's like, oh great, here we go again. We traded the number 32 overall pick for him. He wasn't that good after the deadline. He missed out on some minicamp and OTAs. Now he's not ready for training camp. It's kind of like the here we go again. That's the half-glass empty approach. The half-glass full approach is he was in Florida last week training with Justin Fields. He was in the UK representing the Bears for NFL UK for kids camps out there. Like, he's been doing a lot of the right things. Like, yeah, like I want him to be fully healthy and be out there for as many practices as possible, but it is what it is, right? Like, the guy's nicked up. You know, are we supposed to take that out on him? But I see both sides of it. Like, I feel the feelings of both sides of it. I don't think this is serious. I mean, the fact that he was running around last week, now maybe something new popped up, right? Like, I guess it's possible. Maybe he was working out and he tweaked something. I don't know. I don't think that would be the case. I feel like we would know that if that were the case, but we won't know more information until we hear from Eberflus and or Ryan Poles or someone else. But again, Flus is very hush-hush about injuries. He might not give us much of anything once training camp starts. So hopefully we will. Hopefully more drops. But for now, Chase Claypool's on the PUP list, and I want to hear what you guys think about it, because I think we'll get a lot of different answers in the comments section down below. What's your one-word reaction to Chase Claypool starting camp on the PUP, potentially? And again, he could be activated before that first practice on Wednesday. Who knows? One-word reaction to Claypool starting on the PUP list. I want to hear from you guys right now. My one word is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. This is a player with a lot to prove. You have invested a lot in him in the number 32 overall pick. He's on a contract year, so you want him to be out there. But I'm not going to go full panic mode, even though I think that's the natural instinct, especially since it is Chase Claypool. The Bears don't have a preseason game for, 3 weeks? 3 weeks from yesterday, I believe, is the first preseason game. They don't play the Packers in week 1 for almost 2 months still. He's been around Fields and the guys this offseason. I still think there is reason for optimism here. Now, he's got to prove it. I said this recently. It's the ball's in Claypool's court at this point. It's up to him to change the narrative. I'm in the camp of I'm going to give him every opportunity to do that. I'm going to give him a chance this year. I just don't think writing him off is healthy for a guy who in his first 2 years in the NFL was a very productive number 2 type of receiver, and really you only need him to be a number 3 if we're being completely honest. But yeah, has it been a rocky start in terms of what he's produced on the field? Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think Chase Claypool himself would tell you that. And, I think Justin Fields wants him out there to build as much chemistry and reps as possible going into a pivotal season for this franchise. You got to find out if Claypool's going to be here long term. You got to find out if Moody's going to be here long term. You got to find out, most importantly, if Justin Fields is for sure the guy. We all think he is, but can he confirm that with the strong season this year? Well, having your full arsenal of weapons at your disposal helps you give you the best chance to do that, right? So obviously we all want him out there, but if you're the Bears and he's 80%, 85%, there's no reason on July 23rd, July 25th, whatever, to say, just fight through the injury. We got a long season ahead of us, guys. We're not even into the month of August yet. So I understand the frustration. I understand, if you're on the side of it's just not going to click with this guy. It may not. That's a very real possibility. But it's also a possibility that he comes in here, puts together a strong season, and gives the Bears a reason to bring him back for the future. So, got to give this time. It's hard to be patient. I think it's the number one hardest trait to have just in all of life is patience. And, that's... Our patience is being tested again. There's no doubt about that. Now, should the Bears go out and sign a wide receiver with Claypool on the PUP list? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I don't think they need to necessarily right now. Let's see how this plays out. If he's not ready the first week, give Tyler Scott some reps. Velus Jones, give him some opportunities, and see what the rest of these guys can do. You've got a deep wide receiver room. Dante Pettis, Equinemius St. Brown. I don't think you have to panic and sign a wide receiver. But for those interested, some of the notable names out there, Julio Jones still available, obviously an older vet. He's had injuries himself the past 3 seasons, but was a decent red zone option for Tom Brady in Tampa Bay last year. He's out there. Jarvis Landry, pretty decent slot receiver. Now, he wasn't very productive last year for New Orleans. He's had some injury concerns as well, but he's a player of note. Cole Beasley just got signed by the Giants, so he's not out there. It's kind of thin pickings, right? You really think about it, it's you don't need to sign a receiver. Let some of these other guys, UDFAs, can get some extra reps as well. Simba Webster, who's been around, so I don't think you have to panic. If you go DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, which no Mooney pup news as of this point, so that's a good sign. Hopefully he's ready to go fully for the start of training camp. I think you can roll with what you got for now, and hopefully Claypool's back sooner rather than later. If Claypool's back August 10th, right? A couple days before the first preseason game, probably wouldn't play that first one, but it's full throttle the rest of the way. Would you guys take that? I think we would, right? I think he's probably pretty close. If he's running routes in Florida and doing all that thing, I would say he's at least 80%. But there's no reason to rush it. Again, it's a five month marathon, 6-month marathon. Hopefully 6 months. That means the Bears are playing into January, right? That would be awesome. But don't think you need to sign a receiver. Don't think you need to panic. I will say this for the camp that doesn't think Claypool's going to work out. That's why you trade for DJ Moore, right? Like, go get someone with less question marks, right? Like, don't leave it to doubt. Like, yeah, like this Claypool trade may go down as one not in Ryan Poles' favor. Hey, that happens, right? And, you got to wear that as a general manager. But DJ Moore, I'm pretty confident is going to work out. And if he doesn't, I don't think anyone's going to blame him for that one. Like, that was a great trade for so many reasons at the end of the day. Sure, we'll let time and results kind of speak for themselves, but that's still true with Claypool. It's definitely going to be true with DJ Moore. So that's why you go get a DJ Moore. That's why you draft a Tyler Scott. Like, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And that's one thing I've liked about Ryan Poles since he's taken over is, he doesn't panic. Like, he doesn't go all in on one move and let that dictate how he builds a football team. He's got a plan B. He's got a plan C. He's not going to force anything. Like, the guy's got $32 million in cap space, and he's not forcing the issue. Now, I want him to go sign an edge rusher. I really do. I think he will. I did a quick YouTube short the other day. David Kaplan reports the Bears are interested in multiple edge rushers ahead of training camp. Could a signing happen? I hope so. I think it's possible. So, and like I said earlier, maybe Claypool to the PUP opens that door, right? Frees up a roster spot for now on the 90-man. So, lots of exciting things to come. Training camp's almost basically here. First full practice Wednesday. So let's not let this Claypool news damper our I don't want to say high expectations, but high excitement for training camp in the 2023 season, because I think there are good reasons to be excited. And if you're with me, like the video, hit the like button if you're excited for training camp for the upcoming season. I know I am. We're going to be live for all 3 preseason watch parties, so don't forget about that. Another reason to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. News, rumors, training camp coverage. We are the home for you here on YouTube, so do not miss out on any of it. All right, guys, Chase Claypool to the PUP List. That is the news of the day. My name is Harrison Graham. You can catch me on social media at HGrahamNFL on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. Until next time, bear down.